Okay, we got Apex Legends is bleeding out from yo boy Bellular News. Okay, what's going on with little old Apex?
To grasp the seriousness of this story, you have to take a look at this first. This is
Hmm.
year-on-year Apex Legends players.
Oh,
They're now
okay, so 1 year. Oh wait, well actually, let's just get the raw data ourselves. Apex Legends Steam charts. Understandably, uh, Apex Legends is cross-platform, so there's players on Xbox and also PlayStation and also Switch. Um, this is not the majority of players by any means, but these are the numbers. 24-hour peak, 125. All right, I mean that's bro by live service standards. How many Concords is this? This is like 30 or 40 Concords, 50, 100 plus Concords. Okay, Apex is not really doing that bad. All right.
now at an all-time low. But actually, if you zoom the chart out, it's
Mm.
even worse.
Ooh, 3 year. Ooh, let me do that myself. Where'd that go? So we're at the 7 day right here. 1 year. Ooh, it's kind of going down, trending down, down stonks. Wait, how'd you get the? Oh, you're on Steam. Okay, all. Oh, I mean, if we go to the all time, I mean, it started what at 130 ish, 110, and then it peaked. When was the peak? At like 600k, 600 plus k, January 2023. Woo! What a time! And now we're at 153k. Not that much different than when it first started. I mean, shit, dude. If an online live service game came out and it's got like 100 plus k players playing it, just on Steam alone, that's pretty good still. And it's returning to its roots, or well on their way.
Worse. That means that players are not coming back to this game. And not even
No,
Electronic Arts are happy. They've said as much in
who cares? Who cares about what Electronics Arts says? Electronics Arts doesn't care about the players, so why should the players care about Electronic Arts? Okay, Apex Legends net bookings fell short of our expectations for the quarter as we extended freemium access across the entirety of the first half of season 22 battle pass. What the fuck does that mean? Extended freemium access following the second half release of the battle pass on September 17th. We observed a return to spending conversion levels consistent with previous seasons. Oh my dot dot dot. Oh, what does that dot 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 mean? Oh, not too good. We have adjusted the rest of fiscal year 25 to reflect lower engagement than expected versus our prior guidance. Well, it sound okay in this sentence right here. What is this? We extended the freemium access. Wasn't Apex always free to play? What does this mean? Freemium access across the entirety of the first half of season 22 battle pass. What, so you just got a free battle pass for season 22? Or like how they fucking do it is so retarded and contrived. Like it's not just one battle pass, it's like what is it? Like the first part of the battle pass and then the second part of the battle pass and I don't remember. Like I remember looking at it when it like first came out and then I was like this is stupid. Thank God I don't play this, and I actually forgot how the damn battle pass worked, but it's not like a normal battle pass. It's so stupid.
just about every recent earnings call. So, in short, the vibes are turning on them. And I know vibes can be an overused, fluffy word, but actually, it's a word that's useful and it has stuck around for a reason.
Mhm.
And that's why this video soared to 1 million.
Oh yeah, I watched this video. This video is fantastic. That's from his Watson. Fantastic M&K player. Great, love it. Serious topic. Yep, great video. Go watch it.
million views in no time, but that's just a number, and I know you're all desensitized to videos with lots of views, so here's some insider baseball for you. Assuming the hook and the thumbnail of a video are good enough, YouTube's success is often driven by total addressable market and confirmation bias. You see, old school clickbait literally doesn't work anymore, which is to say that here, his Watson's video has tapped into the zeitgeist. He's an Apex creator, he's quitting, and when I take a
He is not only an Apex creator, I don't know if he is a pro anymore, but he was a pro, very prolific, set the standard for like what like meta defining characters should do, like how you should conduct yourself and all that shit, and it's great. And all from what I believe, all from a trailer, like an actual trailer or like a single wide home. Yeah, all from a trailer.
a look using my analytics software, I can see that this video, a serious talk about Apex Legends, is a 7.2x outlier on its channel. That means it's getting 7.2 times more views than average. And when you take a look at his recent Apex Legends video,
oh, what is all this? Oh, this is like the usual bullshit. But apparently, it like this shit, like I can look at these type of thumbnails and immediately tell you the type of audience it is trying to cater to. It's trying to cater to kids with the colorful, vibrant, whatever, a tier list, whatever. Look, oh, look, a little kid. Oh, and then here we come, 1 million with just his Watson just sitting there, kind of disappointing look on his face, looking disappointed. Oh. And then, what is this? I don't know. We tried getting, I don't know, whatever.
videos, they're all significantly underperforming his average. What we see is an Apex creator whose general Apex.
Oh, this is like month on month too, on top of it. Like 8 months, 7 months, 6, 6, 4. If this is like the actual released like cadence of like him doing videos, like what is this, like 1 a month more or less?
Content is actually not doing as well, but whenever he does a video like this that is news that appeals to current and lapsed Apex players, well, then it can go really big. And that's why it being an outlier is newsworthy when combined with everything else that we know. So yes, he's announced he's quitting, and as much as the quote, why would anyone want to play Winter Express, which is the winter event, while Snoop Dogg is having a concert in Fortnite, which does sound like alien speak to me. Well, I do get the point, I get it. Steam players are at an all-time low, EA's pan-
To a non-video game player, that does sound alien. I get it.
Attempt to make their line go up, the number line, backfired, and that means there's a reason why this video hit players so hard. But I'll one-up him and hit you even harder with today's sponsor. You're now a daily habit of mine. I wasted so much time doom scrolling Twitter and Reddit, but now I use Brilliant, and I have an amazing deal for you.
Relatable.
Brilliant makes learning fun and interactive, where you learn by doing across thousands of interactive lessons in math, data science, programming, and AI, all on their gorgeous site and app. And it's not rote learning. Their method is 6 times more than lecture videos, which, having been in lectures, I absolutely feel. You see, they use interactive quizzes, right? You can click, you can drag, you can build things, you learn via playing almost, and every chance they have, they make a fun tactile visualization, and that's what makes the concepts click. Now, in today's mad world, I cannot recommend their How LLMs Work course highly enough. In that, you'll learn how LLMs actually work, which is important because that tech is coming, and if you understand it, you'll be able to reap some of the benefits while mitigating the risks, and also, you can have fun learning. Brilliant is kind of like upgrading yourself. You can pick skills, and you can learn them in a bite-sized, interactive, and approachable manner.
I got no skills. I should probably get this.
Usually doom scrolling your phone. Cannot recommend them highly enough, so absolutely check them out at my link down below, brilliant.org/bellwethernews. There, you'll get 30 days for free, and then you'll get 20% off the annual plan. Okay, so here's the deal. His Watson was in deep, rising from a casual player to a pro, and now he's uninstalled the game. And here are the main reasons. So
good for him.
He's burnt out feeling because of a lack of meaningful new content for casual players and a lack of change for ranked players. Second, Respawn doesn't seem interested in catering to competitive players.
It's kind of like a multi-pronged issue of both Respawn and EA not doing any what the other wants. It's like multiple things.
And that's evidenced to him by inconsistent balance and matchmaking problems between seasons. Now, modders have actually tried to fix some problems here, but rather obviously, Respawn are not interested in that, and Watson suggested they actually refuse to work with content creators who were highlighting said mods that they thought were moving the game in a better direction. That's rough, but also take a look at this for esports. This is a
Well, what is this? The execs offered a counter proposal of an uncapped 50/50 revenue split for in-game skin sales as well as minimum guarantees. 50/50 revenue split for in-game skin sales. Yeah. This is like, who gives a shit? Well, this was like the competitive team. Like, you give a competitive team a skin of like, I fucking forgot all the damn orgs, for fuck's sakes. It's like, this team, this is the skin. That team, this is the skin. If you want to support your team, go spend $5, and then $2.50 goes to Respawn, $2.50 goes to the org. Okay, and it's like, okay, but Respawn doesn't want this. They want 100%.
a deal-making failure in 2023 surrounding rev share with esports orgs.
Oh yeah, and then EA came back with a revised offer based on sales performance. Oh, based on sales performance instead of a flat licensing fee. The 3 orgs whose skins sold the most would get $160,000. This is so retarded. They're trying to like gamify the sales of the skins, which is, it's kind of like a battle royale. The top 3 teams, who's gonna sell the most? It's like, shut up. What a clown show of an offer. The next 3 would get 120, the next 6 would get 80K, and the bottom 8 would get 60K. There is still no rev sharing included. No rev. Okay, so the flat amount of money is good if your skins don't sell. The rev share part, the 50/50 part, is good for the orgs and not good for EA if the skins do sell. This scales. The revenue split scales. And it's good for the organizations and is bad for EA, because if all of a sudden everybody is like, "Oh yeah, I want to support my favorite team," EA is going to be like, "Oh no. What have we done? We lost out on so much money." Oh. So the flat rate, this is what essentially, this offer is kind of like saying, we don't think people, based on sales performance, we don't think people are going to buy these organization skins. So, but we would still like to come to the table with some sort of deal, so we can kind of give you a flat fee just to throw you a bone. So, like, let me see. Let's do some quick maths right here. Okay, calculator. The 3 orgs whose skins sold the most would get 160K. So let's say 160. 1, 2, 3 times 3. Boom. And let's get notepad. So we got 480. 480, comma 000. Let's shrink this a little bit. This is for the top 3 teams. Okay, the next 3 would get 120. Okay, so cancel. So 1, 2, bop. 1, 2, 3 times 3. Bang. 360. 360, comma 1, 2, 3. That's the next 3 teams. So 3 teams. 3 teams. Tems. Okay, and then what else? The skin sold the most, 160. The next 3 we get The next 6 would get 80K. Okay, so next 6. So get 80K. 1, 2, 3 times 6 equals, ooh, another 480. Ooh, number's still pretty big. Ooh. Okay, so 480, comma, bop, bop, bop. Okay, but this is 6 teams. Oh, because it's kind of like Battle Royale. Let's give them a Battle Royale type of team deal. And for the Battle Royale game. Whoa, that's so cool. The themes are so awesome. Okay, and the bottom 8. The bottom 8 we get 60K. Oh my god. They don't even sugarcoat it. They could have said the next 8 would get 60K. But no, they wanted to use the word bottom 8. Whatever, dude. 60 times 8 equals, ooh, another 480. 480, comma, 000. Oh, 8 teams. So we're going to add all this together. We got 480 times the 3 plus 360. 1, 2, 3 equals. So this was their total budget that they wanted to give. So about their whole budget was probably like 2 million. But like, hey, if we can lowball them by like 200K, let's try to do that. So we'll have like 200,000 to like fuck around with and whatever. So yeah, that was probably the deal. We are bickering over $2 million in terms of skins. Okay, so they thought that the cap that they wouldn't sell any more than 1.8 mil. The orgs and all the teams thought that they would sell more than this. Thought that they were going to sell more than 2 million in terms of like total skin sales. EA did not think they were going to sell more than 2 million. Okay.
Orgs who, of course, by now are less interested in Apex than ever, leading to...
Let's see. These guys are bitch moan complaining and bickering over $2 million. How much money did Apex make? Apex makes a shitload of money, dude. And you're nickel and diming the orgs for $2 million bucks? What a clown show.
Whole orgs getting out of Apex and teams of players obviously being laid off. And the thing is that when a camel's back breaks, there does tend to be a straw. This time it appears the straw, I mean among many, but the most recent one, is what they brought out for Christmas.
Our coziest battle pass yet. Guys, anytime you hear the word cozy, reject that immediately. Cozy, not good. Cozy means lazy.
Though Watson suggests that it's less what Respawn wanted.
No,
and
this is
more
stupid.
what they
This
were
skin is
allowed.
stupid.
Watson cites
That skin's
insiders who
stupid.
spoke to him and suggested that they internally have got tons of ideas for game content, but the management will not let them deviate from set plans. That is interesting, and it certainly fits this story, but as always with sources and such, do take it with a pinch of salt. That's because the people who will reach out from within a company are usually the inner rebels. They're usually the people who are losing arguments. Now, often those could be arguments that, if we take a look at it, well, we'd agree with the people who are doing the leaking, but they may not have all the details, and the things they leak are generally true based on their knowledge, which may be out of date. But what we do know, rather solidly, is the release of their Christmas stuff backfired. So the sales pitch, right, for this season.
Who is excited about putting this skin on? This looks so stupid. It's like, whoever designed it, like they are creatively bankrupt, and they're just like, they went to Walmart and like went to like the kids aisle, and they're like, what are the kids wearing today? Oh, like a big old onesie with like a animal head. Oh, let's make that a skin. Ah, okay.
Season is the return of a 6-year-old launch mode and a rework to a day one character, which was then followed by the holiday event, which itself was a returning event from 5 years ago, which does mean a lot of remixes and not a lot of new. The second patch continues this then with one new hop-up that changes the charge rifle sniper to full auto, 2 character reworks, and an update for the throwback mode that adds in more maps. Now, I know he was making a joke, but
oh yeah, wait, what was it? He said like,
and not a lot of new. The second patch continues this then with one new hop-up that changes the charge rifle sniper to full auto, 2 character reworks, and
changes the charge rifle sniper to full auto? Bro, who the like I'm not familiar with like the current meta. But like the last time I played, the charge rifle was like hit scan and everybody was like using that shit. And then they nerfed it to make it like a projectile. It's like a really fast projectile, kind of similar to the what was the fucking like the sniper, the Kraber? I don't know about how fast the velocity is comparing the projectiles. I don't care. Why the fuck would you want to make the charge rifle full auto? You have to charge it up. That's so stupid.
an update for the throwback mode that adds in more maps. Now, I know he was making a joke, but I don't think that Snoop Dogg would be able to save this with a concert, but I do take the point. Fortnite has momentum, and in the game of hearts and minds, well, momentum and vibes matter. To explain this simply, Apex has always been a thrifty game. If the team finds something that works, they do.
I mean, isn't Fortnite a thrifty game? By thrifty, do you mean both games are free to play? Both games are free to play, bro.
Do tend to hold on to it. Take as an example the Christmas break event. Since 2020, Apex would add a new cosmetic event, a new battle royale map, and the Winter Express limited time mode. But then 2023 broke the trend with no new map. Now that's likely because every map was undergoing an overhaul at the time, and
yeah, and like whenever I was playing Apex, whenever they made a new map, they had no concept of what made a map good. And then on top of it, the polygons for the map would be like so out of whack. People would be climbing up at like random angles and like just hunkering down. Like there would be random invisible walls. The maps were just like it felt like that whenever a new map came out, it's like, okay, we're gonna try and beta test it on the players. Okay, there you go. That's what it felt like. Like,
well, there was no Winter Express. Suffice to say, people were not happy with that. And that's even with the dev's explanation that moved.
Oh, what is this? I think it's a pretty fair take on why Winter Express didn't come back to Apex Legends from a dev. That being said, we have 25 legends. If a legend can be abused in an LTM, then just remove that legend. It's fine. Lifeline and Newcastle didn't prevent 3 strikes from releasing. Legend rework for sure. Several legends need tweaks and a couple need rework still. Limited time LTMs. People really enjoyed the 3 strike, and I know the winter train is a huge amongst the community. And this guy is like, train carries so much technical baggage though. I am scared to think how bad the train and Catalyst Conduit play together. Bro, it's your game. You made the game. Isn't this like one of the forward-facing like heads of like the team on Apex? It's your game. You say what goes.
Sets and some of the newer legends could break the game. Now, when we fast forward to 2024, what we see is this. Respawn probably thinking the return of Winter Express would be an olive branch because it's what they didn't do last year. And that especially being the case because they added the first new weapon to the game in years. But that did not work. For some people, it also felt like there was no new map. I mean, there was no new map in the Christmas event, but there was one previously with E-District, which launched in August. That was timed with their business model update, which of course backfired so badly it made headlines. So yes, there was a new map, but it was torpedoed by business model decisions. Add to that the pent-up demand from an underwhelming 2023, and it's obvious why the vibes have truly turned on EA. But it's not just their actions, it's also the competition. Life ain't fair and business ain't fair. Even if development team sizes and budgets are not comparable in any way, all these games are fighting for the very same hours. Now, recent leaks showed that Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War cost $700 million.
What? This is the competition. Oh boy. Black Ops 3. Oh wait, why are we doing 2015? Modern Warfare 2019, Black Ops Cold War 2020 ultimately spent over $700 million in development costs over the game's life cycle. Jesus. And they still didn't have a good anti-cheat. What a clown show. Of all three of these games.
Which is, quite a lot. Not all of that went into Call of Duty Warzone, but I think you get the point. It's just a different level of scale to the one this game's operating on. And what makes it worse then is that the player relationship has been inconsistent. So going back to Watson, it's the perception that Respawn don't have a clear identity for the game, where from his perspective, a season may be great, but then it could be followed up with unpopular changes. It just doesn't seem like things are really dialed in. Casuals might get a mode that they enjoy, like the Post Malone designed 3 strikes. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling old. Anyway, but limited time modes are just limited time modes. Then there's modding. Enthusiasts want it, Apex doesn't, and at the very least, the mods just are there to tease people on the sorts of...
You know why, there's all these, modes that people want and all the mods that people want? It's because the core gameplay of Apex is really satisfying. The core gameplay, core gunplay, it uses the Source engine, so you can bunny hop and tap strafe and all that jazz. And it's all of that is a learned skill, at least on M and K. And it just feels good to practice with the game and get good at the movement of it. So with all of that, it feels like you will have a different game experience if you play on controller versus M and K. I mean, and it's not like Apex is the only live service game. There's other live service games out here. So if you're sick and tired of just not having your expectations met from one game, just go play another one. Just go play another one.
Of things they would love to see in the game. But even look at the most recent patch. It's a perfect microcosm of this. High-level movement tech like tap strafing was nerfed in the eyes of the community. And to them, that was hurting, sort of taking down the...
Oh yeah, I think I saw this on Twitter. Something happened and it's they took tap strafing away, but then they were all our bad guys, we fixed it again.
Skill ceiling for one of the most...
This happened before, I think a year or two ago, where they accidentally removed tap strafing. Or at least they nerfed it so you couldn't do you couldn't get crazy angles in the air. That was hilarious. Oh my god, these guys are so fucking lazy. They want to use the Source engine without knowing anything about the Source engine. And think that exploits that were used in previous games wouldn't translate into Apex. Going off of the back of Titanfall. Jesus, man.
Unique features that Apex still has. Now, it actually turns out...
Yep, tap strafing, a ton of movement tech, aim smoothing.
That was unintentional. They reverted it quickly, but immediately...
We just reverted the change that negatively impacted tap strafing. Guys, come back. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh, for movement aficionados, feedback and feel round movement systems are critical, and they're legitimate skill expression that we intend to preserve. No, you don't. You just brought it back because your number went lower, idiots. Our goal is to continue to combat automated workarounds and degenerate play patterns. No, it's not. There's still cheats in the game, which includes some advanced movement tech that warps combat in unhealthy ways. See, you literally contradict yourself in the next sentence. This change affected more than we intended. We'll continue to seek external input, and you can expect a more elegant solution in the future. God, these guys are so stupid. Thank God I don't waste any money on these losers anymore.
Immediately, players did assume that this was Respawn making the game more generic, and I bring it up to evidence that there is no trust in these updates.
No, there's not. They will release patch notes with like a list of changes, but almost when I was playing Apex, you would need to watch like more like videos and shit to figure out what else they fucked with. 100%. They never just fuck with whatever they listed. Such shady clowns, dude.
And what makes it worse is that when there is innovation, it's often on how they want to get more money from you.
Yeah.
Seriously, take a look through the in-game store, or even this video we did a while back.
We're increasing value. The 2-part battle pass thing. That thing was so bad.
So losing a player base doesn't happen overnight. This built up over time, especially because until last summer,
and this whole like lost player base over time just means you have no idea what your player base wants. Holy shit.
which was a dramatic time itself, it felt like long-standing and foundational game system problems were left to rot. All, of course, while competition consolidated. Now, work is getting done, and important work as well, like the Lifeline rework and overcoming whatever the hell blocked the Winter Express mode coming in 2023, but that doesn't look or feel new, and worst of all, Respawn lost the narrative, and they lost it right as their corporate overlords drew attention to the game's underperformance in earnings calls.
Wow.
And that is something that further
What the
cements
heck? Is that like an actual ability? Jesus.
the loser
That's like a 100% full reset, like Lifeline, whatever that ability was. Damn.
vibes that this game is steeped in. What audiences want is a big, vibrant, live game that they can depend on for their gaming time, and even if they're not a big fan of Snoop, well, hey, the fact that there's stuff going on in my game,
Yeah.
it's an identity thing. Makes it feel like it's a good place to invest.
Oh no, but didn't Apex have that, what was it? The Final Fantasy collab where they came out with those god-awful, ugly skins? Ugh. That was embarrassing.
Your time. Apex has not been able to do that. But there's a thing about Apex that most people don't know. Apex was never set up to be one of those games. Apex was a fluke. I think now more people are beginning to realize that. I don't say Apex was a fluke to shit in the devs. No, Apex Legends rather.
Oh no. You can say it was a fluke to shit in the devs. You can 100% say it. Well, no. Actually, because like the original people that made Apex, they're not there anymore. Those people, I would respect. Not the current team. No.
Famously was an experiment. It was a prototype that was made essentially on the down low, and they ended up having a lot of fun internally, and they had to convince EA to back it. Now, their launch expectations of 1 million players were smashed in just 8 hours, and EA would go on to earn billions from a game that they were effectively tricked into publishing. Just kinda spicy. Soon
That's
after,
hilarious.
Respawn leader Vince Zampella would actually move. He wouldn't move in a bad way, per se.
All of it points back to the back to basics approach for the next Battlefield. Indeed, head of Respawn and Group GM for EA Studios organization, Vince Zampella, is quick to shout out Battlefield 3 and 4 in the course of sitting down with IGN to talk about these.
Say, he moved to overseeing much of EA's largest and in most dire need of help franchises, like Battlefield, where he's basically leading efforts to, undestroy that franchise. So big picture, this game was a humongous success from what ultimately was a fairly thrifty, fast experiment that was inspired by PUBG and Fortnite. But of course, for the dev team, as the monkey's paw always does, it curls. Fortnite was able to pump out content insanely and then sort of solve that problem by becoming a user-generated content platform.
Yeah.
PUBG was able to lock in its core audience through consistent iteration in the core, and then both games launched mobile versions to humongous success. Apex then has had a bit of an odd time, and it's simply not the case, I think, that Respawn phoned it in. I think they really have tried. I think they got caught in a deadly cycle because those limited time modes, the team deathmatch, etc., those are neat, those are headline generating, but they weren't followed up on, which probably tells us that they weren't retaining players, all while there were foundational issues with the game that they were struggling to get on top of. Evidently, EA were bearing down on them, wanting more and more money. And all of this means that Apex struggled with direction where its competitors kinda didn't. And you can add to that low-hanging fruit that was bizarrely just not grabbed. I think the biggest...
Which is kind of hilarious because it's like, if you look at like what other game companies do, they kind of just copy and paste things or concepts or literal just game modes from other games that players like and just inject it with a twist into their game. But for some reason, Apex was never really able to do that, which is like baffling to me.
Example for so many players is the game not having a proper solo queue mode, and that does mean that the solo experience of this game tends to be worse than the competition.
Oh yeah, like solo queue ranked, it's like the worst shooting experience that I think there is in terms of like FPS games. It's actually horrible. It would be really hard to try to figure out a worse solo queue experience than Apex.
Even take mobile. EA killed the mobile Apex entry because its place as rank 6 highest grossing EA mobile game was simply not worth the effort, it seems. Like, come on guys, this is a pretty damn messy picture, and it probably didn't help as well that Apex Legends was built on a custom version of Valve's Source engine. Yeah, you may not know this, it's a Source game. I mean, heavily modified, but still, Source, like what's running, Counter-Strike and everything. And that means, right, less off-the-shelf solutions to common problems, fewer developers in the industry with domain-specific experience. That'll seriously hamper efforts to, like, scale up the team, and it probably didn't help that this ultimately is all in response to an experimental game that blew up more than anybody expected. Which is obviously not to say that this game is or was a failure. It made billions of dollars. That is a win. But
just remember, this game made billions of dollars, yet EA was nickel and diming all of the competitive orgs over 2 million and wanting to not do a revenue split. What actual clowns.
But EA have reported that the rate of return is slowing. That's bad for EA, but you actually may not know how bad it is for EA.
Who cares? They made their money from the game. The game will continue to live on as like a corpse, an animated corpse. EA will continue to run this shit into the dirt until they feel that it no longer is like profitable for them.
And therefore, how bad the pressure on these developers is. That's because something changed at the corporate level, something that most people are not aware of. EA Sports and EA Entertainment are now separate entities. They were split out. And that means that FIFA and Madden can't pad the numbers anymore. So if your name is Apex or The Sims, tough shit. In a world of Anthem, Battlefield, and other high-budget misses, you guys are stuck holding down the live service fort. That's why EA basically every quarter says, Apex isn't making enough money. And that's why we see the Buster Sword gacha drama. That's why we see the store being absurd in the way that it is now. It's why we see the split battle pass plan that was one of the most transparent money me now things we've seen from a company.
I am 100% fine with all these skins being sold at ridiculous prices if the game was good and the developers actually put out like a ton of like patches and listens to the players, come out with more modes and all this extra other shit. I would be 100% fine. with all the ridiculous prices of the store skins. But since they're not doing any of that, and they still push the ridiculous prices in the skins, people are just up and leaving.
So it's obvious the players feel the pinch, but I feel for the devs as well. The conditions can't be good, the pressure can't be good, the bad type of corporate pressure. And what Watson suggests of the developers having two things, ideas but corporately clipped wings, well, that does fit, even though they're probably trying. So to that end, here's the plan. Respawn's problem in a way spawns from something good. They are caught in the middle of solving anti-cheat, matchmaking, and foundational game balance problems that
Oh, here we go. The anti-cheat problem. The cheaters, the anti-cheaters. Oh my god, they're doing their best. Oh my god, all we can do is the manual bans. Just report the cheaters and we'll manually look at it. If only there was like a system of like a better system to discover who's cheating and who's not. Easy anti-cheat. Ugh.
festered for way too long and should never have been like that. It's good that those things are being worked on, but it's also not content, and it's what I call the leaky bucket problem. So, your players are thirsty, and you need to bring them water. But the bucket you're going to hold that water in has got a whole bunch of holes in it. So what do? Do you bring players lots of content using your leaky bucket? Or do you stop, try to fix your bucket so it's not leaky, and then bring the players the content? Because that's the problem. If the foundations are really messed up, you can just pile content onto that sucker all the time. That's not really going to work that well. You're not going to get great bang for your buck. And this is a problem that so many games have found themselves in. One of them is Halo Infinite. Big example of the leaky bucket problem. It had humongous problems.
Really?
And its developers basically decided, we need to stop shitting out content and we need to fix up the core of our game. But
Okay. Guys, I hate to burst your bubble. Skins is not content in live service games. It's not. As much as you want it to be, skins is not content.
it took so long to fix the bucket that, it kind of died on the vine. What that means is it's a catch-22 for the developers. It's not a catch-22 for the players because they can just boot up literally anything else. And news from Electronic Arts will only encourage players to do so. Roles were cut in Apex, whilst Star Wars Jedi was expanded into, and Apex development was somewhat externalized, or at least some roles were moved over.
On April 26, 2023, we welcomed a new home and respawn team with EA Vancouver studio opening. In 2020, a respawn team in Vancouver, British Columbia was set up to help development of Apex Legends, led by Steve Ferreira, Henry Lee. This team continued to grow
Into Satellite Studios in Vancouver and Wisconsin.
Oh boy, we hired 100 new people to make more skins in the game. Oh boy.
While QA contracts were also cancelled. Sometimes pressure helps, sometimes pressure doesn't. And here I think it's the latter. I think that pressure from EA talking about the money and the line going down has actually cast a rain cloud over all of this and probably led to a lot of internal pressures that are hurting this team's ability to ship. And I suppose
Ship what? More skins? What are they shipping?
ironically, the person who
The 18th time of releasing Winter Express? Is that what they're shipping?
can most impact Apex Legends going forward is the very man whose focus is now split. It's Vince Zampella. If changes made under his leadership give EA Entertainment a third leg to stand on.
Another fucking heirloom? That's what they're shipping? Another, like, $1,000 fucking mythic skin? Is that what they're shipping? Is that what you guys want?
In the form of Battlefield actually being, solidly good, then Apex and The Sims will not have to take all the pressure themselves, and maybe Apex's devs will get the time and the resources to do it right, which up until now is not what they have got. Instead, what they had was EA making them do a disastrous business model update where their players were already not particularly happy and just set a whole disastrous bad vibes into flow. Which actually matters, vibes matter, Players are humans. Humans are emotional. If the vibes are better somewhere else, that's where people are going to go. Now, the vibes are...
Where's all the vibes? Where's all the vibes? Steam charts, top 10 games. The vibes are in Counter-Strike, Dota, Marvel Rivals. Ooh, big kid on the block, new kid on the block. Marvel Rivals, that's where all the vibes are at. PoE 2 still holding the line. PUBG still holding the line. Huh, Rust. GTA 5. Okay, fucking banana. You guys are retards. Stop it. Delta Farce. Okay. BG3. Okay. And then, you know, so, oh, there's little old Apex right now at 50K. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's where all the vibes are at. The vibes are at Marvel right now.
are salacious and spicy over in Ubisoft. Now, this is not just talking about...
What is this? Press F to respond. What is that chapter?
About the Assassin's Creed Shadow news. Oh no, it's talking about the family legal...
Oh wait, no, it's right there. Press F to respawn?
Corporate drama that's actually driving this shit. It's fascinating, so
oh yeah,
watch it next.
And I love drama. I fucking hate that I like drama, but when I was a little kid, I didn't like drama. But the older I get, I just love saying, I told you so. And I don't really want to say, I told you so. This is not something I wanted. It's just the nature of the environment that I'm in. Fucking sucks. Regardless, good video, Bellular. Keep it up, dude. What a killer. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.